Should your business start a Substack? Every day, it seems that yet another newsletter has started on Substack. I've started a Substack, is the cry as the author looks upwards at the hope-filled sky raining paid subscriptions. Now, I've been around the block long enough to know that, well, bandwagons are jumped on and directions are changed all the time, like a handbrake turn. So look, before you start planning to join them, here's why your business may want to give it a miss. This is all about strategy. While Substack, an online platform that enables creators, writers, and journalists to publish all sorts of things from newsletters, articles, podcasts, and even videos directly to subscribers, is a miracle for independent journalists and indie writers. My advice for businesses is to prioritize a self-hosted blog and a dedicated email service provider. Choosing these over Substack isn't just a technical preference, it's actually quite a fundamental safeguard for your brand's equity, its SEO, and long-term customer relationships. Now, look, don't misunderstand me. I think Substack is a great platform. I subscribe to many interesting writers and I genuinely enjoy reading it. I just think there's a better strategy, and here's why. The most significant drawback of Substack for a business, in my opinion, is the fragmentation of your SEO, your search engine optimization. Now, when you publish a high-quality, long-form article on Substack, that authority is generated by the content, so the backlinks, the dwell time, and so on. That accrues to substack.com. And even if you use a custom domain on Substack, you're still operating within their rigid ecosystem. But by hosting a blog on your own website, then every piece of content becomes an asset that drives traffic directly to your online business profile. On your own site, when a reader finishes reading your article and is so overjoyed at what they've learned that they want to know more about you, they are only a couple of clicks away from learning that. Your service pages, your about page, your contact info even, they are all there, likely visible at the same time, maybe in the banner, maybe in the header, the footer, wherever. Now, even if you were to put your contact details in the Substack article, it's just not going to be as visible as that on your website. Now, unlike social media audiences, with Substack, you can see subscriber details and download the CSV of your email addresses at any time. Now, that is a big plus. Some will argue that this mitigates the risk of losing your audience, and that is true. If you were going to go down the ESP route, your data is still hosted by someone else. And in both scenarios, you do need to have some kind of regular routine of downloading your data and storing it somewhere else for security, but all at the behest of all of the cloud-based solutions that we use. But another advantage of email systems like Constant Contact, Klaviyo, or MailChimp, to name just a few, is the greater level of information stored by the system, that audience profile, and the subsequent segmentation that you can utilize within your business. Substack is built for broadcasting. Now, to be fair, many businesses only broadcast and send every subscriber every email. But the opportunity for businesses is to use the data in the subscriber list to segment it and deliver emails to those for whom it's most relevant. So really getting targeted information out to the specific end recipient. A dedicated email service provider will usually contain that functionality to manually segment or tag subscribers, to send sequences and automations based on the activities or responses of the recipient. Substack's user interface is instantly recognizable, and that is great for them. But it's ubiquitous, so when you use Substack for your business looks like every other platform, every other newsletter on it. You have limited control over fonts, layouts, and the all-important user journey. And the other thing is that readers aren't visiting your business, they're visiting your business on Substack. A self-hosted blog, by which I mean hosted on an ISP of your choice because, again, everything is rented ground, really, allows for more creative control. It will integrate your brand colours, any interactive elements, widgets that run on the rest of the site, everything. The same is true to a certain extent using your email system, where of course you can customize most of the aspects, usually with some limitations around the design. But this consistency of your branding on a system builds trust. So when the online space is noisy, as it is, a bespoke digital presence shows your business is established and not a side project. No hate to side projects. We've all heard stories of people and businesses building their entire marketing strategy on a single platform only to find that the platform rules have changed, or worse, see their account closed. A decent risk with Substack is the potential for change in the offering. Currently, as I record this, Substack is free for newsletters. They take a percentage cut of the paid subscription. Okay, fine, they're providing the platform, they have to fund it. It's a good entry point into longer form content and monetizing it. But what happens if they make changes to the percentage or introduce new rules altogether? One thing I'm seeing is people thinking they're going to diversify their revenue streams by having a successful Substack. Fine, okay, good. But your content must be seriously compelling to get people to part with their hard-earned cash. We see this with paid subscriptions on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. There's such a competitive market for content that it means you're probably only going to be able to charge a few pounds or dollars per month. And that's a lot of subscribers to meaningfully make any significant money. Now, I'm not saying this can't happen. There are plenty of examples where people are making money, but they tend to be creators who already have a big audience elsewhere or some kind of public profile. Building any audience from scratch takes time and hard work, and my friend, there is just no shortcuts to that. Now, like the risk of change of features, there's also the risk that you are stuck waiting for Substack to build the tools that you need rather than those that already exist in bigger platforms with bigger ecosystems such as WordPress or Shopify plugins. For a business, a blog and an email list do not exist in a vacuum. They are part of a wider conversion ecosystem. On your own website, you can use ad tracking tags like Meta's Pixel or LinkedIn's tag with proper consent, or anything else like that to retarget blog readers with relevant advertising. You can integrate your email sign-up forms directly with your CRM system. If a lead fills out a form on your blog, your sales team can be notified instantly. Substack acts as an island. It's difficult to get data out of Substack-ish and into your other business tools in real time for sure. And this data silo really prevents you from having that 360-degree view of your customer's journey, which is something that's becoming increasingly important so that you can take better strategic decisions in your marketing. Now look, it's not all bad for Substack, far from it. As I said earlier, I do actually like Substack, and I think it's only fair to say where I think Substack is helpful for business. I think it's a great platform to start with to create content. And okay, I prefer the idea of a business blog representing the brand. Website development can often take longer than you want. Substack and platforms like it allow you to get creating quickly. For startups, I think this is important because as you gear towards launch, allowing you to build that audience and take the time that is needed to do so while finalizing your offering is a really sensible strategy. So startups, absolutely knock yourself out. I think Substack is great for discoverability. You know, SEO, GEO, AEO, whatever it's called now, is important. But if your audience is familiar with Substack, why not start there? And also it's fast to get started. Sometimes that's the important thing and you just need to get going. So look, Substack is an excellent tool for many. But for me, for business, it represents a bit of a sacrifice of long-term growth for short-term ease. What do I prefer? You've probably guessed it by now. Host your content on your own domain to capture SEO value and maintain your brand consistency. Use a professional email service provider to leverage that automation any segmentation, and also get deep analytics. Treat your email list as a business asset integrated with your sales funnel and not just a weekly digital news round. By investing in your own infrastructure today, you ensure that as your business grows, your digital footprint remains under your control and your audience remains truly yours. If that's something of interest, if you want to learn more about how to leverage things like email solutions providers, then do get in touch with us at LikeMind Media. Comment below, click on a link somewhere, go and see on our website what options there are.